turned toxic. Initially, we were excited about all of the possibilities that awaited us when we moved into this wonderful house. Fletch, you were there. You helped me move in. You and Kirk, praise God. I should have called y'all a couple weeks ago. Praise God. This was a big house that many complimented us on, and we had many wonderful memories in this house. Many wonderful memories have been made at this address. In fact, we brought all of our children home to this address. Matter of fact, anyone who knows us and has ever been to our house, they know this address. However, despite the wonderful nature of this house and the grandeur of this house, there was toxicity in the house. And so I had to get out of there. It was really painful though, Maggie, because of the fact that I just spent some money. So, praise God, I just spent some money on manicuring the grounds for the spring and trimming back the trees and getting things prepared for the next season. I had spent money that had been dedicated toward going and beautifying the home, and I had different thoughts and visions that randomly popped up in my mind about what could be done to make this house better. But understand that it doesn't matter how you try to fix up the outside of a thing. If it's jacked up on the inside, you got to get up out of there. I'm preaching already, y'all. And the thing is, I know, Corey, I should have listened to Lady Neil. I probably should have listened to her. Mama, Lady Karen, I should have listened to her because she used to work for the city. She was an inspector. I should have listened to her. However, to me, her concerns were based off of theory because of and it was based off of emotions because she just didn't like the house no more. And so I thought she was just sending subtle hints. However, it wasn't until I had some professionals come and check the house out themselves, and they began to go and report back to me that which Lady Neil already knows. But understand that it's one thing when it's theory, but when theory becomes fact, you got to get up out of there. Once theory is proven, you have to move with utmost urgency. And so feeling like an idiot after I learned that all of the stuff that was going on in the house, once I realized that it was going to cost us more to stay than it would to leave, once I realized the danger that we were in, I felt like an idiot for not listening to her. But at that point in time, once it was proven and once it was set in stone, I knew that I had to get out of there. I had to get up out of there. I had to get out of there. This is generally a testimony of one who has successfully eluded death or calamity that was in hot pursuit. It's also a statement made acknowledging that the present conditions are not optimal for my survival. So even if it means that I have to leave some precious memories behind, even if it means that I have to say bye to some things that I spent money on, even if it means that I have to leave some things that I'm attached to, I might still be attached to it, but I can't look back no more. Don't look back, Lot's wife. I can't look back because the risk and the threat was too great, so I had to get out of there. Somebody say, I had to get out of there. Alas, this is how many of us are feeling right now about the year known as 2016. For 2016, for some of you, if you'd be honest, 2016 was savage. 2016 was a beast. It was a monster. Matter of fact, 2016, being a leap year, had the nerve to give us one extra day. 2016, it started off great, but for many turned toxic. And so our celebration tonight is because 2016 presented us with some of the dangerous and potentially deadly environments that we escaped. Potentially deadly relationships and entertainment that we have escaped. We have escaped and we're escaping right now, 2016. Can I tell you something that might cause you not to like me anymore and may unfriend me on Facebook, but I'm good. Understand that all of 2016 wasn't the devil. Some of it was me. Some of 2016's problems was because of some poor choices. Some of the drama of 2016 were the consequences of the I'm grown factor. Some of 2016 was nothing more than the laws of sowing and reaping coming to give me a harvest. Praise the Lord. Understand though, but 2016 wasn't all bad. 2016 started off with big dreams that were on the horizon. 2016 was great for some who welcomed children. 2016 was great for some who got new jobs, who were healed, delivered, and set free. Someone got saved in 2016. Someone got married in 2016. Someone's marriage was saved in 2016. Someone had a near miss in 2016. So 2016 wasn't all bad. However, Charles Dickens would go and write it like this: it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. 2016, Chester, was the year that started off with Zika. then got bad. 2016 was the best of time for LeBron and the Cavaliers, but it was the worst of time for Hillary and the Democrats. It was the best of time for the Chicago Cubs. Thank you, Lord. However, it was the worst of times for common sense and decency. It was the best of times for Simone Biles, but the worst of times for Colin Kaepernick. It was the best of times for Donald Trump, but the worst of times for unarmed black men or gays or Muslims or women. It was the best of time for the mannequin challenge or fake news and Russian hackers. But it was the worst of times for the families of Muhammad Ali or Prince or Debbie Reynolds or Carrie Fisher and a host of other people that left us in 2016. All in all, I feel safe in saying that it's time for us to get out of 2016. Tell your neighbor, it's time to go, baby. Let me get to our text. 9 minutes. In our text, Pastor, we find Joseph who has gone and he's been given the news, Casey, by his girl that she's pregnant and he know he ain't been there. Oh my God, she's pregnant and he ain't been there. And Joseph, it's like, I'm not gonna dog you out. I ain't gonna have you killed for what I thought you did, but I want a divorce. Yeah, I want a divorce. And Joseph, in the first chapter, he decided to get rid of her privately. Instead of in front of the whole crew, he was going to get rid of her privately. However, the angel showed up. He showed up and had a conversation with Joseph because he knew that Joseph was about to go and get rid of this woman who was now pregnant. Understand that if Joseph was you and I, some of us, if it was us, we couldn't have been Joseph because we would have let everybody know that Mary was the town thought. However, Joseph was a different brother. He was a different man, and he was going to divorce her privately. However, the angel showed up and said, don't do it right now. Don't do it. I need you to pump your brakes. Even though Joseph wasn't going to have her killed, he wasn't going to have her killed, but the angel says, pump your brakes. Joseph is already saying, I'm a protector. I just don't want to be with her no more. He says, I'm going to protect you. I'm not going to have you killed. I just don't want you no more. How many understand that real love says, I'm going to protect you even when I think you done me wrong? He says, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't want to be with you no more. But the angel says, pump your brakes. Now I want to point this thing out, and I'm trying to rush because I don't want at midnight, Deacon Algie, I don't want to turn into a pumpkin like we used to say. Praise the Lord. But understand, I want to point something out to you, Corey, that it's interesting that in the scriptures, none of the writers ever give us any conversation between Joseph and Mary. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when Mary said, I'm pregnant, and he know he ain't been there. Stop it. Yeah. Understand that Luke gives us a full conversation between Mary and Elizabeth, and even gives the transcripts to her Annunciation, but there's never a transcribed word between Joseph and Mary. In fact, Mama Ida, you'll never read where Joseph ever speaks. Yet he holds legendary status in the Bible. Which lets me know, Casey, that God says you can hold legendary importance without ever opening your mouth. That would have blessed somebody in the other church. Even more importantly, it taught me that it's not what you say, but what you do. Yeah. And so Joseph is saying he's at the point where he wants to divorce this woman, but the angel shows up and says, no, I need you to pump your brakes. In essence, he says, don't trip. It's all good. For the baby that Mary is carrying, it is in fact of the Holy Ghost. His name will be Jesus, and he's going to be the one to save the people from their sins. And it was at that point that Joseph believed what Mary had to say. It was at that point when the angel showed up in a dream to say, don't trip. It's a God thing. I came to let somebody know tonight, whatever 2016 brought at you, I came to let you know, don't trip. It was a God thing. I wish I had a church with me tonight. I got 7 minutes left. I came to let you know that every tear you cried, every drama that you went through, all the craziness, all the chaos that you went through, you didn't know why you had to go through it like that. God sent me here tonight to let you know, don't trip. It was a God thing. Understand that God knew that Mary and Joseph would be dogged out. Just like in 2016, God knew that you would be hurt. God knew that you would be disgraced and dismissed. He knew that you would be embarrassed. He knew that folks would talk about you. But he sent me here tonight to let you know, don't trip. It was a God thing. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, don't trip. It's a God thing. After the angel confirms things, that's when you begin to realize it's all good because it's all God. It was at that point that Joseph began to declare, he says, I ain't going nowhere. He says, I'm responsible for this seed. He says, I'm not going to skip out on my responsibility. He says, we got to bring this baby to full term, because it was at that point that he understood that this thing is bigger than me. How many understand that what you're going through right now is bigger than you? I said the stuff that you're going through on tonight, God wants you to know that it's bigger than you. Tell your neighbor it's bigger than you. And so now in Matthew 2, the angel revisits Joseph with a dire warning after the three wise men have shown up to go and question King Herod. Where's your replacement at? Where's this child that's been born? And so King Herod gets nervous, and now, fast forward, he's put a hit out on the baby. And so now Joseph is surrounded by a dangerous and potentially deadly environment. Now that the baby is here, we got to get up out of here. The angel said, Joseph, King Herod is trying to take the child out. You got to go. Get up out of here. Says we got to get up out of here. Pastor Swims, I've been reading your Facebook messages. I've been reading your posts here lately. You've been giving us the top 10 things that 2016 has been teaching you. 2016, to be honest, Corey, I was just so done with 2016. I didn't even want to go and revisit any of the lessons that I learned because of the fact that some of them were too painful to even go and revisit. But understand that David said it was good for me that I was afflicted, because it was in that piece and in that period of time that I began to learn you in a brand new way. Anybody know God a little deeper than you did this time last year? I'm going to try my best to rush, but I ain't going to go too fast. Understand, Pastor Swims, 2016 done taught me some lessons too. It taught me that you can't love folks past their hurts, scars, and wounds until they're ready. It taught me that you can give of yourself until it hurts, but if a person ain't ready to receive it, oh my God, praise the Lord. 2016 taught me that some folks are cool with you until you make them feel better, and then it's back to business as usual. 2016 taught me a valuable lesson right here, Corey, that I've been dealing with some folks who are too nice. Pastor Steve, what you talking about? It's taught me, Chester, that I've been dealing with some folks that's too nice, and I believe that you've probably been dealing with a couple of them that's been too nice too. What you talking about, Pastor Stevie? Isaac, I've been dealing with some folks that's been too nice. You know, too nice to break up with you, too nice to leave you, too nice to just go on their own merry way, too nice to say, I don't want to be here no more, too nice to say, I don't need your help anymore. And so they stick around because they're too nice, not realizing that the longer you stick around and not be productive in my life, you're actually killing me rather than, oh my God. 2016 has taught me some lessons. This is what has taught me, Pastor Swims. Pastor Swims, 2016 has ultimately taught me that I'm a vitamin, not an aspirin. It's taught me that you need to come and see me before your troubles jump off. 2016 has taught me, Chester, that those that tried to bury me didn't realize that I was a seed. You do know what happens when you try to bury a seed, don't you? You keep throwing more dirt on top of it. You keep trying to bury it, but out of nowhere, that thing comes springing up. You know, that's why they couldn't get rid of Jesus, because he was a seed. That's why it's imperative that before we dance into 2017, that we get ready to learn the lessons of 2016 and get ready to shed the baggage from 2016. Before we shout and see sharp over into 2017, God says we got to go and shed some of the stuff that we've been carrying in 2016. Understand that simply switching locations does absolutely nothing as long as you keep the same mental address. Understand that if you keep and take the same mindset, if you take the same spirit, if you take the same attitude from your old address into the new address will become the old address, which in that case, you may as well have stayed where you were. I hear somebody saying right now, Maggie, well, you can't say that because I could have got sick over there. My response to you is, with the nasty spirit, you're making everyone sick over here. Someone else might be saying, well, you can't say that, Pastor, because we could have died over there. My response to you is, you're not safe from death over here if in fact you keep the same attitude. Because in this new year, some folks might not be as, oh my God. Since I'm out there, Casey, I may as well go even further. Even worse and probably even more insensitively, those that's determined to keep the same mindset and the same spirit, you probably should have went ahead and died in 2016 if you weren't even going to try to be better. But I'm talking to about 35 people in the room that's determined that this new year is going to look way different than last year. That's why even Jesus states that new wine can't go into old skins. I'm coming to discover, Pastor Swims, that maybe the reason why our new year eventually ends up looking similar to our old year is because we haven't changed our containers in a while. In the old house, I learned that if you don't change out the air filters, it can pump undetected matter into your breathing space, which can affect your lungs, it can affect your breathing, and can cause premature death. In cars, I learned that if you don't change the oil at the appointed time, catch it, you run the risk of the oil going bad. You run the risk of gunk and sludge building up in your motor. You run the risk of running on no oil. And so it caused me to start thinking, Pastor Swims, could it be that the church itself, the church is fine and strong, but it's the saints who are in need of a spiritual oil change? Could it be that the saints are the ones that's in need of a repair? Because as saints, if in fact we don't get fresh oil, we run the risk of our oil going bad. We run the risk of sludge and gunk building up on the inside. Even worse, we run the risk of running on no oil. When we run on no oil in the natural, in our cars, Corey, we run the risk of getting a cracked head. And I'm going to fight the temptation to comment on how it seems as if the church is now filled with blind, unrepentant, cracked heads going around trying to get other folks to follow them. But in the words of Sophia Petrillo, I digress. But in this moment right now, I'm finding myself, as I'm leaving one segment, dancing into another. I'm going and understanding that it's time for me to let go of some things. I believe it was the prophetess Elsa that sang the hymn, Let It Go. Look at your neighbor prophetically and just take him by the hand and say, let it go. Corey, I'm rushing to my clothes, but I began to scroll in my mind for those who were determined that they had to get out of there. There was Noah who was looking around and said, these folks is tripping. They tripping. They got God all angry. God has repented that he even made man. Now he's talking about rain. He said, I got to get up out of there. Lot was minding his own business. And then he started looking around and said, these men of the city, they tripping around here. They trying to smash these angels that came to visit me. They trying to come and bother my guests. He says, I got to get up out of there. Come here, Joseph. Joseph was minding his own business. He said, Potiphar has left me in control of everything in his house while he's away on business. But his wife keeps pressing upon me. She keeps trying to make me get it. She keeps trying to make me take it. She keeps trying to make me smack it up, flip it. He's just trying to make me go and get it. But I got to get up out of there. Come here, David. David said, Saul is stripping. I fought this man's Goliath. I've done all this stuff for him, and now he's trying to kill me. He said, I got to get up out of there. You don't like Bible stories. Maybe Black history will do you better. Harriet Tubman said, before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. She said, I had to get up out of there. You don't like Black history. Maybe you like movies. Come here, Cowardly Lion. When he met the Wiz, he said, I got to get up out of here. You don't like that Nettie from Color Purple. She said, I just can't keep him off me. I had to get up out of there. Some of us have had our own, I've had to get up out of there moments. It's a matter of life and death. Some of us will go and suggest, if I don't get up out of there, something crazy is about to go down. Somebody say, I got to get up out of there. Some of us have had our own, I've got to get up out of them moments. Some of us have said, he told me that he loved me and he would never leave me, but I found out differently, so I had to get up out of there. She told me that the kids' fathers wasn't involved in their lives, but now he's clouded with me, so I had to get up out of there. Some of us would say, she told me the child was mine, but I found out differently, so I had to get up out of there. She told me that she would never leave me, but I'm finding out that she's seeing everybody on the block, so I had to get up out of there. There's someone in the room that would say, as long as I was ready to give everything that I had, when they needed me, they was cool. But when I needed somebody in my low moment, nobody was there to be found. And so I had to get up out of there. And now as we've crossed over into 2017, I came to make an announcement. This might not be for you, but this is my declaration for 2017. 2017, Pastor Swims, is the year that I may seem selfish, because after all of the supporting, uplifting, and encouraging that I've supplied for everyone else, I'm about to take this year to encourage myself. Oh, you ain't got to say nothing. I can praise God on my own. Gone are the days of simply rising to the bottom. I'm not about to die trying to convince other Negroes to live. Either you will or you won't. 2017 will be the year, Chester, that I stop watering dead plants, expecting it to grow. 2017 will be the year that I refuse to put any more money into machines or devices marked out of order. Because I'm understanding, Corey, that some folks like chaos. I see a lot of folks ain't saying that, Pastor Smith. I'm cool, just don't touch my woman or my car, I'm straight. I'm understanding that some folks like chaos. Some folks thrive off of drama. Some folks thrive off of foolishness. Some folks thrive off of chaotic situations. I'm working on another sermon, Corey, entitled, When the Lethal Becomes the Comfortable. See, you don't feel the need to move or change because you've become used to the things that could potentially harm or kill you. But God says, in this new year, for anyone that will hear me, God says, I'm about to cancel your chaos. He says, I'm about to cancel your chaos. Now that may sound odd to some folks tonight, because it seems as if in 2016 you took 2 steps forward and took 4 steps backward. But God sent me here tonight to introduce to some and remind many others about the arrow principle. If you've ever shot an arrow, you know that when you pull that thing back, the farther you pull that thing back, the farther ahead it launches. God says to somebody who feels like they've been going backward in 2016, God says, I'm about to accelerate you in 2017. I wonder if there's anybody that's ready for God to accelerate you in 2017. Somebody just shout, Lord, do it. I got to get up out of there. I'm done. I got to get up out of there. Cut through the field. I got to get up out of there. I got to get going. I got to go, Renee. I'm through. I'm done. I got to get up out of there. Can't stay there because it almost took me out. Can't stay there because it wants a second chance at taking me out. I can't stay there no more, Sean. I got to get up out of there. I had to get up out of there. If you were to ask persons at the World Trade Center after the initial hit on 9/11, they would have declared, I had to get up out of there. And if in fact you were to continue the post-crisis interview and ask what was the first thing that they did after getting out of there, they'd let you know, Chester, that they called or made contact with spouses, parents, and other worried loved ones who had been praying for their safety and survival. And in the excitement of it all, they probably wouldn't have been able to send elaborate messages, but I imagine that the text would have simply read like this: all is well, I made it out of there. And I came to let somebody know tonight, at 12:08 in this brand new year of 2017, God says symbolically, you have already come out of there. I don't pretend to know what your there was, but God says you came out of there. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, oh neighbor. He said, whatever it was, you just came out of it. Oh, I wish I had some folks that could speak by faith right now. Look at the neighbor and say, neighbor, oh neighbor. Tell them, I don't care what it was. Tell them, God said. Tell them, say, God said. Whatever it was, you made it out of there. Now do me a favor, catch this right quick. I'm done. Time to go. You hit Denny's, wherever you gotta go, but it's time to get up out of here, Sandra. But I dare you tonight, now that we done crossed over into 2017. I like that. Do me a favor. Those of you that ain't got no prosthetic leg or nothing like that, just do this right quick and hop over. Somebody should have took off right there. Do me a favor right quick and jump again. Listen, it might seem crazy to do things like that, symbolic gestures like that. There he gonna be in coaching again. Yeah, it may seem crazy doing stuff like that, but understand there's somebody. Casey, we trivialize things like asthma attacks. They probably didn't hear you say that you had an asthma attack on your way here in the car. But I came to let you know, I got asthma too. And I know what asthma attacks feel like. I know that asthma can take you out. Matter of fact, a friend of mine who is the same age of mine, same age I am, we just buried him last week up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He didn't have cancer, didn't have lupus, no heart disease. He had an asthma attack. And so, I can't trivialize what this is. I'm about to start acting like a bunny up in here with Mama Simon. I wasn't no fall in front of y'all. I keep doing it, Kia, because you don't know what this means. They don't know what hurdle I'm jumping over. I just jumped over something that tried to kill me. I just jumped over something that had a stranglehold on me. I just jumped over something that had a hit out on me. But I came to let somebody know tonight that God says, you made it out of there. Now if you made it out, I dare you to give God a praise. Give him a praise with your lips. I'm done. Y'all know me, I'm a little crazy. But I told you, those persons that made it out of the World Trade Center, those folks that made it out of the Post nightclub, Donald, when they made it out, first thing they didn't conduct no interviews.
Thank you, God!
First thing they did was they sent a message to persons who knew what was going on. They sent a message and said, all is well. I made it out of there. Now this ain't for everybody, but just for about maybe 72 people that's crazy like me. I dare you to get your phone and set the camera on selfie mode. Set the camera on selfie mode. You ain't got to do it. I'm going to do it. You ain't got to do it. Set the camera on selfie mode. Snap a picture. And later, you can do it now, take your picture, but later, what I want you to do is I want you to either send that picture to your loved ones and folks that's been praying for you in 2016. And all I want you to do is caption it with, all is well, I made it out of there. They not gonna know what you're talking about probably. They ain't got to. But I want you to either send that selfie, or Bobby, I want you to post it on Facebook. And under, I simply want you to caption it, all is well, I made it out of there. Hashtag 2016. Hashtag 2016. Do me a favor. Those that's made it out of something crazy. Not the folks that just had a little rough period, little rough spat, then had a fight with my friend every now and then. But those that almost didn't make it out. Let me see your hand. popular thing to do while everybody else is doing. But those that almost didn't make it out in 2016, let me see your hand. I see you dressed up and I see you looking nice. Everything is cool with your finances. Everything is cool with your family. You ain't got no issues. Hakuna Matata, that's great. But only those folk who almost didn't make it out. Let me see your hands. Do me a favor, those of you that got your hands up, keep your hands up. Look around. Look around. Look around. Look around. Look around. Chester, keep your hands up. Chester, at Zion Temple, the Lord has been blessing us with souls and folks been getting saved. And whenever someone gets saved, I take a selfie with them and I post it with the caption, "This is what Satan's failure looks like." Do me a favor, look around. Look around at those that's got their hands up. Look at those around. Look around those around you. Look at those around you right quick. Look at them. Look at them. And understand that this is what Satan's failure looks like. Do me a favor and connect with a neighbor. Connect with a neighbor. Quick, 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 quick. Grab a neighbor's hand. Look at a neighbor. Look at them. Get them in their face and say, "Neighbor. Oh, neighbor." Get in their face and preach at them. Say, "This is what Satan's failure looks like." They're not getting it, Isaac. They ain't getting it. They ain't getting it, Pastor Swams. They ain't getting it. They ain't getting it. They ain't getting it. The Chicago Cubs celebrated more than y'all. Y'all ain't getting it. Because understand, Satan's failure. Why you call it Satan's failure? Because the devil has thrown everything that he had in his arsenal. He tried every way that he could think of to make 2016 the last date on my tombstone. But thanks be unto God, who always causes us to triumph. I wonder if there's any triumphant saints in the room. I'm not talking about being churchy right now, but those triumphant saints that say, "If it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, if it had not been for the Lord who kept my mind." Somebody give him a shout in the house. This is how we're going home. Pastor Swims, you can take this mic. After this, I need everybody to do me a favor. I need everybody to grab my neighbor's hand right quick. This is how I'm finishing right here. Grab my neighbor's hand. Grab my neighbor's hand. Come on, grab it, grab it. Grab my neighbor's hand. Gently begin to squeeze that hand. Begin to squeeze that hand. Everybody don't understand what these tears are about. They don't understand what my praise is about. But if you only knew. See, I know that we gave the testimonies on tonight, but you do realize that that was the filtered version. You know that that was the edited version. There's some stuff I can't ever tell you about. Some stuff that's gonna go with me to the grave. Keep squeezing their hand. Keep squeezing their hand. Okay, Eli, some stuff I ain't gonna ever say. Some stuff I ain't gonna ever share. Because if in fact they thought, if they knew that I had my moments of weakness, they might not come to my church no more. If they knew that I had my moments of weakness, they might kick me out of their prayer circle. Oh my God. Keep squeezing their hand. Squeeze their hand. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. 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 Squeeze it like you're squeezing some of the residue of joy into your neighbor. Come on. Squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze like you're giving some deposits into them. Squeeze it. Come on, squeeze it. Squeeze, squeeze. Come on, make a deposit right quick. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze. That's all I want you to do. Is I want you to help me preach my last statement. Look at your neighbor. You look at him in the face. And I want you to say it back as loud as you can, like they're hard to hear. So look at the neighbor and say, neighbor. Neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Oh, neighbor. We must have laryngitis here at Hopewell tonight. Somebody clear your throat right quick. Clear your throat. Clear your throat. Because your neighbor needs this one right here, baby. He needs this one right here. She needs this one right here. 2016 been too brutal for me. I've been to more funerals than I wanted to go to in 2016. Had too many hospital stays. Come on, squeeze that hand. Look at them and just holler at them and say, neighbor. Neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Oh, neighbor. That sounded a little better, but I think you got more inside you. Come on, I need you to squeeze and holler at them. Come on, holler and say, neighbor. Neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Tell them God says. Whatever you've been going through, whatever you've been dealing with, whatever you've been wrestling with, tell them God says, as of this night, it's over. Don't let go of their hand. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let go. But I dare you to shout at it one more time. Tell them it's over. Don't let go. Don't let go. Keep your connection. Keep your connection. Keep your connection. Now start to shake the hand a little bit. And shout at it one more time. Say it's over. Now look at them again and tell them the reason why I know. The reason why I know it's over is because I got your hand. And when I came out, I pulled you out with me. Now pull on them and say, come on up out of there. Say, come on up out of there. Come on up out of there. Come on up out of there. Get on up out of there. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. The lady said it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Somebody praise him that it's over. Somebody praise him that it's over. Somebody praise him that it's over. Somebody give him about 15 seconds of a glory. Hallelujah. Differently. I'm talking differently. I'm acting differently. I got my swag back, baby. I got my attitude back. You thought I was done and over with, but I'm still standing. I'm still strong. Somebody shout glory. Shout glory. Justin, that picture doing something to me right there. That picture doing something to me right there. Pastor Swim, that picture doing something to me right there. It's doing something to me, Pastor Swim. Corey, that picture doing something to me. Warren playing games with this picture right here. Spare. That picture doing something to me right there. It's doing something to me right there. Mama Saga, that picture right there doing something to me. Margarita is doing something to me. Because most times, we like to act like we got it all together.
Yeah, we do. You're right.
Most times, we like to say calm, cool, and collected. But understand that when life happens, cool and collected goes out the window. And when I look at this woman right here, who's got on a church hat, got on a sanctified dress, although it's over her knees now. See, when I look at this woman, then when I see this woman up here in this picture right here, I'm seeing a woman who probably has been trying all service long to keep maintained. Been trying all service long. She's been trying all service long. Regardless of who's saying anything, regardless of the testimonies that went down, she's trying to keep it together. But Pastor Swims, if I were to take license to just go and narrate what's going on in her life, she's tried all service long to keep it together. But before the benediction came, she had a quick reflection of 2016. She just had a quick reminder of what almost took her out. I don't know if y'all heard Chief when Chief said I had stage prostate cancer. Mama Darlene, he didn't stop there. He said, but that thing had metastasized to the bone. Listen, I'm a chaplain at a hospital, and all I do all day is refer persons from palliative care into hospice care. And when we get reports of 4th stage anything, we come and we have a nice little conversation with you, try to make it palatable for you. But generally, you're going into hospice care. Because stage 4, they're not expecting you to be here beyond 6 months. Chief, they're still not getting it. But then anytime that it travels to your bone, and it's in the marrow, you understand that your bone is the thing that's holding your skin up. And so if it goes and begins to break down your frame, you have trouble walking. Every step is painful. Moving your arms is almost impossible. So for me to say lift up your hands and give God praise would be insensitive to a bone cancer. But Mama Darlene, I was watching on Facebook, somebody put the video of him talking up here when he said that it's over. They don't want to praise God with you, Mama. But then, tonight, Kurt, you know, sometimes in the testimony service, we got to wait for people to come and give testimonies. We got to wait for the first person to be first, and then after the first person go, then I'll give my testimony. But understand that when Elder Corey got up here and said, anybody want to tell what the Lord has done? Corey couldn't even finish the statement good. And he came up here and grabbed the mic and repeated to us that they told me that I had stage 4 cancer. And they told me that it had metastasized to the bone. But it didn't stop right there, because he said, they told me that it's over. It must have to be our cousin or our uncle or our daddy to tell you. What I want you to do right quick is get something on your mind that they told you it was going to take you out. Get it on your mind right quick. Get it on your mind right quick. Get it on your mind right quick. Smells, come take this mic. We done. Get it on your mind right quick. That thing that was supposed to have been your death sentence. I'm looking around the room right now and seeing a whole lot of funerals that I haven't played for yet. There's a whole bunch of funerals that I haven't played for yet. Something that we thought would have been dead and gone by now. Namely, that gentleman sitting right there, whose name I share. It was on another New Year's Eve celebration where I had to leave my watch service. It was about 10 years ago. And I had to go and find my father, who was across the street having issues. Matter of fact, the year before that, Sean, I had to rush on a New Year's Eve to over when they lived on 414 East Oak Street, where the ambulance beat me to the house because his blood sugar dropped down to 18. He didn't know nobody because his blood sugar, there was another New Year's Eve, or something about these New Year's Eves, Corey. Another New Year's Eve where he actually made it to the service. However, when we walked him in, he was a walking skeleton because the medication that one doctor gave him was bouncing and banging up against the medication that another doctor gave him. And so it caused him to lose his appetite, caused him to emaciate right in front of us. And so I was walking a skeleton to his seat. And I got angry in my spirit because I said, God, this man loves you and you're allowing all of this to happen. I found myself being traumatized by dreams of the enemy, waking me up in the middle of the night, showing me his funeral. Oh, I guess I can't talk real talk to him. Pastor Swims, I was waking up, not sleeping some nights because the enemy kept trying to make me think that it was all over. But I'm thankful tonight because I can look over and see a gentleman over there with some glasses on. Don't you leave them drums, Isaac. Tonight, as I throw this mic back over to Pastor Swims, I want you to get the craziest thing that 2016 brought. And I know that might not be too popular because some of us ain't really told some of the stuff that we really was dealing with in 2016. Some of us are on medication that don't nobody know about. Some of us have some scars on, oh my God. Some of us have had hospital stays because of depression and anxiety. Some of us have thought about not letting the devil take us out, but we wanted to do it ourselves. But I came to announce tonight that everything that the enemy meant for bad, God says, don't trip. It was a God thing. Maggie, I know we're still going through, but God says, don't trip. It was a God thing. He says these light afflictions, they're working for you, a far more exceeding weight of glory. So I wonder if anybody that's got any smoke that's still on you, I dare you to lift your hands and just shout right now, it's over. Somebody shout that it's over.